Hey guys, this is your video lab for the M&M Half-Life nuclear decay. This is just in case you need some extra help on this, or if you don't happen to have any M&Ms available, this is going to give you a data set to kind of go by. So the first thing that you want to do, and this is a printout of your directions that I've put online. So you want to sprout out your M&Ms, and I would recommend kind of getting them in what you want to get them face up to begin with, and you want to put them, kind of maybe group them together like I've done here to kind of easier to count them. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of 4, so that's 28. 29, 30, 31. So looks like in my batch of M&Ms here, I have 31 M&Ms. So according to my directions, I am going to count the M&Ms and place that number in the first row. So flip 0 is going to be 31. In other words, that's my starting point. Now what you do after that is if you have a plate, if you have 2 plates, just kind of put them together like this. I'm holding the phone while I'm doing this. But just kind of put them together like this, just kind of shake it up a little bit, make sure it's covered. This is to simulate just kind of, random occurrences here. And this is kind of going with the idea of Half-Life because it is kind of statistically from time to time, it's going to be, kind of a random thing. So we'll take this off and looks like I did not mix these up. Well, no, there's a few. So if we look through here, we're going to look to find the M&Ms that have turned over to where they are inside down. And when we do this, I suggest having like a paper towel, something on the side. And I'm going to go through here and take out all of the M&Ms that are inside down. Actually, this is a lot more effective than I thought it was to begin with. The yellow ones are kind of hard to tell, at least from my batch. Now, the whole concept of Half-Life is that after a certain amount of time, you lose approximately 50% of your how much you have of that isotope. Now let's see. So each roll of these is meant to kind of simulate a half-life. And in this case, I have lost, and I'm not going to write anything more down because you're going to be writing the data. This is the amount of M&Ms that we have lost at this point. So I'll leave it there for a second. You pause it if you need to. And then I'm going to do the simulation again. Because with Half-Life, it's going to eventually look like a kind of an exponential curve, because if each time you kind of roll the dice, so to speak, you lose half of your material, then eventually you're going to end up with less and less material, obviously. So for this roll, okay, now I'm going to pick out the face down M&Ms again and place them to the side. Notice that I'm, again, placing them on a paper towel because I want to be able to enjoy these M&Ms. I actually already had these at home, so I planned ahead. They're not the ones from school. All right. It is close to Halloween, isn't it? So, okay. So now, this is the amount that I took out, and this is the amount that we have left after our second flip. Leave that there. And I'm going to repeat that process again. And notice, of course, as we do this, we're going to end up with less and less. Okay, so anything, and actually nothing went face down that time, so I need to improve my technique here. I'm doing this one-handed, so I'm going to actually shake that up a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm going to take out what is face down. And we do seem to, each time, we do seem to be getting fairly close to exactly half. Now, the thing that you will notice in your own experiments, if you're doing this on your own and not just relying on my data here, is that for your individual roles, you're going to see variations. You're not going to lose 50% of your stock each time. But the thing with half-life is, over time, it will average out to be right around 50%. Like this time, I only had 3 left, and one of mine was face down. So that's about as close to 50% as you can get with only 3 candies. So now we are getting down to a limited number of outcomes. And in this case, let's see what we ended up with. We ended up with 50%. Hey, nice how that worked. So now I'm down to 1. So I'm just going to shake that up a little bit. And we'll see if this is face down. It is face down. Now, if it weren't face down, I would go ahead and keep rolling until that is. So at this point, my radioactive isotope has decayed completely through this process. And so once you end up with no more M&Ms, then you are done. And again, you should be filling in this data table right here on your Google Doc. And then once you have that, you're going to be creating a graph using these standards that I've placed here. And I've also given you some information in the assignment as far as how to do that graph. I want you to either do a hand-drawn graph that is, you can use the grid that I've provided or your own sheet of paper. And I want you to attach that to the Google Doc and insert it in. I've made another video to show you how to do that. Or do it in Google Sheets, as I have shown you how to before, and I've also linked to that video as well. So that should be enough for you to be able to do this lab. So enjoy your M&Ms now, as I will.